if I can teach people one thing about TikTok, it's a door opener. If you say that, there's something about that makes the TikTok algorithm think, oh, I got to pay attention to this.
Welcome back to Business Talk, the TikTok marketing podcast for business owners and entrepreneurs who want real strategies to generate leads and sales directly from TikTok. I'm your host, Austin Armstrong, and I'll be interviewing real business owners and entrepreneurs from every industry that are leveraging TikTok to grow their business. You can connect with me on TikTok at SocialtyPro. Let's jump into it. Today's guest is Cory with the company Landsberg Aurora. Over the course of his 24 years in the packaging industry, Cory's found countless ways to help individuals and businesses meet their sustainability goals. His mission is to facilitate conversations and share information so we can all do our part to protect our planet's precious resources. What a cause. That's incredible. Cory, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Austin. It's my honor to be here and hope I add some value to your audience.
Oh, I'm sure you will. I'm looking forward to learning from you and learning about the sustainability industry. This is such a powerful cause and not one that you would inherently think would thrive on TikTok.
Yeah, that's I certainly got some surprised comments at first when I started about 2 years ago talking about sustainable packaging. People thought, what are you doing? Why are you talking about this? Now there's dozens of probably hundreds of accounts that talk about packaging and packaging related things. But I guess I was one of the first people to start talking about that.
Yeah, pretty incredible. So you've been on it for about 2 years now. I checked this morning, you have about 76,000 followers, which is absolutely incredible. Bravo to you. You don't have any previous social media experience? Is that correct? Is this your first venture?
This is really it. I mean, I started LinkedIn a few years ago, but really started pushing everything 2 years ago. I listened to a Gary V YouTube episode or watched it, and he, it just really inspired me to do something that scared the crap out of me. And to me, that was put myself in front of the camera and tell everybody everything I know about sustainability and sustainable packaging. And it's turned into this massive thing now, which is so fun. I'm so honored to be a part of it, and my podcast has taken off. You're having me on as a guest. This is just, it's amazing to me.
Yeah, what a time to be alive, right? Gary V is I'm a huge Gary V fan as well. I saw him speak maybe 4 or 5 years ago at this point, and I've just been locked in to his ecosystem ever since. And I really got started on TikTok in big part because of him as well. Even before it was TikTok, I think in his book, Crushing It, he called it Musical.ly. He was so far ahead of it. He was telling everybody, listen, this is where everything is going. This is where attention is. You need to be on this platform.
Yep.
So why TikTok in particular? Was it because Gary said it? What drew you to TikTok in particular?
Definitely Gary led the way, but packaging is very demonstrable. It's something that you can show really quickly. Here is what I'm talking about in a quick video. This box looks like this, and this is why it's good, or this is why it's bad for sustainability. And so it just really lent itself well to showing what I mean, by a quick video, and keep it interesting. Some of my most famous videos have been me dropping a bottle of wine from 11 feet up in the air in a sustainable container.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I've actually seen your videos and didn't realize that was you. It's that cardboard sort of honeycomb feature, right?
Yeah. It's called Flexi Hex. And I had them on
I know exactly what that is. Wow.
Yeah. Those videos, some of them went kind of viral for me. I mean, a couple 100,000 views is viral for me. And it really opened the door for other things. Once they saw that, they wanted to be on my podcast. And, it's just all of these. So I'm showing off their product for free, essentially. And then it turns into new opportunities, new business ventures, new speaking engagements. It's just, it opens doors. That's what my point. If I can teach people one thing about TikTok, it's a door opener. And it leads you to new opportunities in whatever it is you're excited about.
Yeah, so true. I mean, everybody is looking at this platform right now, including some of the biggest entrepreneurs and businesses and mega corporations and companies in the world. All eyes are on TikTok right now. And it's just
Yeah.
opened up opportunities, like you said, that really have not been there before. Or, it's been a harder uphill battle to get their attention
Yeah,
at the very
very true.
least. So I'd love to hear about your early days on TikTok in particular, when you first got started, maybe the first couple weeks, the first couple months.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit. How did you start to create content? What was your frequency like? What were those initial videos like?
Oh, I had no idea what I was doing. I remember we were on vacation and I thought I should start posting. I should do that today. And started posting pictures about our trip. We were in Maui at the time. Yeah, just nothing to do with packaging. If I could start over, I would never have done that. If I can teach people something about how to start, it's make sure you start in your niche and really focus on what you're talking about and don't waver from that, at least for a while. I'm thankful that I figured out this isn't working and I should focus on what I know about, and that's sustainable packaging and packaging in general.
When did that aha moment sort of come to you that this was not working? I need to only talk about sustainability.
I had a video of a product called Giami, which is a paper alternative to bubble wrap. And it went crazy viral, like 500,000 views.
Wow.
And I thought, okay, people want to learn about this. This is interesting. People are interested. They want to go away from non-sustainable options to more sustainable options for packaging. And they want to learn about this stuff. I've known about Giami for years and I had never seen a video on TikTok about it. Now you see, if you research it, you'll see thousands of them. But people wanted to know about that item specifically. And I thought, okay, I just need to do every sustainable option on here. And I went from the CEO of packaging to sustainable, I was more focused on sustainable packaging.
Gotcha. And why do you think that this type of content resonated with people so well on TikTok?
I think so many companies, it was just like the perfect timing. So many people were starting businesses. We were talking about mermaid straw before we started, mm-hmm. and XXL scrunchie. All of these companies were starting from nothing during this pandemic, and they wanted to know, how do I do packaging? I don't know. I don't understand how to do this. So I had a lot of people reaching out to me. Can you explain this to me? Can we go over this? And I consulted for hundreds of companies because they didn't know where to begin.
Got it. I love that. Can you talk a little bit about your content creation process from the point that you create or that you have an idea for a video and how you're actually executing that? Can you talk about that process a little bit?
Yeah, my ideas come sporadically and they seem to come in groups. And so to the chagrin of my wife, who oftentimes it's like, are you done yet? Let's go. It's 8 o'clock or it's 10 o'clock, whatever. But they just come to me. I think, oh, this is interesting. This is something I know that other people would like to know. I always ask myself, does this actually add value to people? Would people actually find this valuable? Would it help them in their business? And if I can't answer a yes to that, I usually don't post, because it's just me trying to get views, which is never a good way to do it.
And so how are you actually recording the content? Are you recording in TikTok? Are you recording on a regular camera? Tell me about that.
So I have an iPhone. I think it's a iPhone 12, and I'll record most of them on that because it's so easy to do. I'll put them into captions so I can get the captions on the screen, that app. I like those better than the TikTok captions. They're better. I'll use the TikTok captions if I'm in a hurry. Or the other option is I'll use my high-end 1080 camera here that I use for my podcasting, and I'll put it into Descript and add captions that way. So there's a couple different ways, but usually on my phone, and then I just edit it in in TikTok usually.
And how long does it take you on average to shoot and edit a video before you publish it?
On average, I would say 5 minutes. I don't spend a huge amount of time because it's not about me. It's not about how I look. Nobody cares. It's like I'm an average looking person. What they're interested in.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You're a good looking guy.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. But it's about what can I add to the audience? How can I help them? What nugget of information can I give them that will actually help them be more sustainable with their packaging, that will actually help them make a difference in this world? It's exciting to me when I have an idea like, hey, did you know that you could do this? If you did it this way, it would save you this much, or it would do this for your company, or it would make you this much more sustainable. And to me, that's so exciting.
That's so powerful and so important what you just said. And a couple things that you just said, that one, the videos are not about you. It's about your audience and how can you provide them value, and really how can you provide them value on a consistent basis. That's how you're going to build up a following online. I'm so impressed that you're able to create the videos that you create and edit them all within 5 minutes and get them posted.
Yeah.
I think that's a big misconception that a lot of business owners have, is that this is just another platform that we need to do. I'm already so busy. I don't have the time for this.
Yeah.
Did it take you a while to get in that groove and figure out how to basically condense your production time and editing time?
Yes. I used to worry a lot about it. Like, oh man, I have to, be meticulous and fine tune the sound and do all, but you just get better at it. And you realize, okay, if I can make this, about 15 seconds long, to 25 at the most, for me, that seems to be kind of the sweet spot. And add value with it, show something to people that's interesting. They're going to love it. They're going to appreciate it. They're going to respond to it. I always try to get them engaged, ask them a question. What do you think of this? Would you buy this? Would you return this packaging? Would you reuse this container? How does this work with you? Because I'm not promoting myself. I'm promoting sustainable packaging, which is something way bigger than me and is so important for our world. I just got lucky hitting this at a time when it's so popular. Yeah. This is something we've been doing for 20 years in Portland. We were the first state of Oregon to have the bottle bill, where you attach a value to packaging and get that returned. Hopefully the rest of the states will follow suit someday, but it's something that's always been a part of my life. So I want to share it with others.
I love that. It's genuine to you, which is so important. Yeah. How many episodes or videos are you posting on a regular basis? Are you doing one a day? Are you doing multiple per day, a couple a week?
At least one a day is my goal. I try to do 2 a day is preferred. Any more than that, and it can get a little overwhelming. Sure. Unless I have a lot of time to build up a stock.
Yeah.
The backlog of videos, which is great about TikTok. I love that you can just keep them in your drafts.
Yes.
I'm part of the LinkedIn Creator Accelerator program, and that's one of the things I told LinkedIn would be great if we could put posts in some kind of a queue, so that you just push a button and they post, or they schedule them for later. And they seemed very interested in that idea.
Yeah, it's interesting. LinkedIn's adopting a creator mentality. Finally, it sort of took them a long time to do so. Even how late they adopted live streaming on the platform as well, which I think is available to everybody now. Is that, if you have the means?
Yes, and I'm one of the beta testers for LinkedIn audio. Audio lives, like
Rooms or Clubhouse.
Yeah, like Clubhouse, but I like it a lot better because it's legitimate. You can see, you can see the people. You can see if you're connected to them on LinkedIn. You can see if they have a professional profile. You can see, that they have more than 7 followers. Like their actual professionals in this industry, and then you can bring them up on stage and talk to them, which helps a lot. But it's been great. I have a weekly, every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have a sustainable packaging networking room, and it's every week it's grown by at least 30%.
I love that. I love what you just said. It's Clubhouse, but legitimate. This podcast is brought to you by Clubhouse.
And I have to give a shout out to Clubhouse. They were great. They taught us how to do this, and it was a very valuable platform. We learned how to interview people, how to have an audio room, and I'm not saying anything negative about them as a community, but some of the people in the audience were not always there for the right reasons. Yeah.
I only dabbled on the platform a little bit. I think their marketing tactics of FOMO essentially was brilliant. So much so that I'm an Android user. Sorry, all my iPhone fans. And I just didn't have access to this new big thing for so long that I was so close to buying an iPad or just like a used iPhone, just so I can see what the big hype was about this. And then I'll be honest, it rolled out to Android and I went on like once or twice and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't make that purchase.
It was great for certain niche communities. It really was helpful for us in the packaging world. I met so many great people on there that have now come over to LinkedIn and joined our audio rooms. So
that's great. I want to pivot a little bit into the business side of things and more so the opportunities that TikTok has created for you. Can you talk a little bit about that? Maybe let's start with what was the first opportunity that landed on your plate, or the first monetization avenue, or the first meaningful business opportunity that arose from TikTok?
Yeah, I'll never forget it. It's a company called Sipify, and they make drink additives for like flavor additives for sodas. So you can get Dr. Pepper and then make it taste more, like a different flavor. And they're doing great things. They're in Idaho. They've opened their first retail location, but we met on TikTok. We negotiated a deal over TikTok. We came up with their packaging, made it very sustainable, and delivered it. And now they've got product shipping all over the world. And I'll never forget it because I thought, wow, I never would have met these people. They're in Idaho. That's way outside of my normal territory. They're great people. They needed help with packaging, and they came to their friend on TikTok, Cory. It's just so cool, and so many stories like that. And now it's turned into my podcast and speaking engagements. And I absolutely would not have, I don't think I would have got to be a part of the LinkedIn Creator Accelerator program without, my 75 or 76,000 people on TikTok, because it creates that legitimacy. Like, okay, people care about what you're doing. People are interested. Obviously they keep watching and they keep following you and engaging. But it's an incredible, door opener, like I said.
Yeah. Any other meaningful stories that you'd like to share of business opportunities? Anything specific?
I think getting to speak at Waste 360, that was really fun. It's an event in Las Vegas that talks about how we should recycle and how we can consolidate and sort and recycle waste. And to be one of the speakers on the stage there was just an honor. And but the best thing for me has been the friendships and the real partnerships I've created, meeting some, people like you, Austin, and just Kyle Kaplanis, who taught me how to do podcasting. That guy, I met him on TikTok. He's amazing. My friends Adam Peak and Avelia Matos, just incredible people who have now, we've partnered, and now we've got sponsors. And, my company is supporting our podcast, and it's incredible.
Cool. So cool to hear that. And yeah, I mean, there's always going to be some trolls on the platform, but I think generally, I've had really meaningful conversations and developed some awesome friendships and business colleagues and opportunities and incredible networking opportunities that have all originated from TikTok. It really has changed my life, and it seems like it's changed your life too, which is so funny to say.
I bought my friend made me a shirt as a joke that said TikTok famous when I started. And
how do I get one?
I still wear it. I love it. And people come up to me, are you on TikTok? Yeah, I'm on TikTok. I'm not really famous, but I love to wear it. It's funny and it's fun. It's a great atmosphere. And like you said, very few, I'm not getting those comments anymore, because even if someone, I learned this from Gary Vee, if somebody comments negatively, I say, I hope today is awesome for you. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope something great happens for you today. And they never respond and they never come back, because they're just looking to egg you on, right? Yeah. So if you can show them love and that you actually care about them as a person, that you're sorry that they're sad, because they are sad, and that's too bad for them. And you never know what their situation is. Yeah.
Kill them with kindness.
Yes.
Love it. So how are these opportunities actually happening for you? If you could talk about the contact method, are you leveraging a link in your bio? Are you leveraging private messaging, sending people to Instagram? Talk about that funnel a little bit.
Yeah. So they'll send me a DM on TikTok, and then I'll send them my email. I just go right to it. I just bring them right into my world and say, okay, if you're serious, let's talk about it. And I'll set up a Zoom or a phone call. My bio or my TikTok is connected to my YouTube, which is something I haven't really pushed yet. It's been like we talked about before the show. There's so much you could focus on. And if I had 5 of me, I could do more, but
if only.
Yeah. It's generally real opportunities will send you an email, and they'll say, okay, here's the deal. This is what we're actually doing. And then I almost always call them on the phone and say, okay, let's talk this through. And in 5-10 minutes, I can figure out if I'm the right fit. If I'm not, I'll lead them to something that's better. That's a promise I make to anyone. If you reach out to me and I'm not a good fit, I will guide you towards who I think would be the right fit for you.
That's great that you do that. It makes you feel or come across as more authentic. Powerful strategy.
I don't want to waste their time.
Yeah.
That's number one. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste their time. And if I can help them with a simple solution or a simple connection, everybody wins.
Yeah. You had some great insights into this earlier in this episode, but I'd love to get some tactical advice from you on a new business owner, entrepreneur that's thinking about getting started on TikTok. Where should they begin? What steps should they take?
I learned this from Gary Vee. Watch it for 10 hours. Watch it. Just watch it. Just interact, look at it, see what other people are doing. Search for people that are in your niche, interact with them, become friends with them, follow them. If your niche is like mine and there was nobody in it, but when you start, then just watch the platform, look at how people interact with each other, look what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, learn how to do a duet, watch some YouTube videos. Then on your first video, say, this is my first video. That's the number one for me. I always tell people that if you say that, there's something about that makes the TikTok algorithm think, oh, I got to pay attention to this. And I think when people see that, they often stop and say, oh, somebody new. Let's check this out. And just be yourself, be genuine. Be who you actually are. It's impossible to fake it forever. Just be yourself and let people get to know you and tell them about what you do. And I think people want to support good businesses and good brands.
That's a really powerful tip that you just said there that I don't think many people take into account. And I've really never heard anyone say it before about that. Putting out my first video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how to structure that. I'm sure you would incorporate some storytelling elements, talking about the business, talking about the brand, talking about the why.
Yeah.
Can you break that down a little bit on what makes a good first video?
Yeah, there's a good story about these two boys that were sitting in a truck, and they were talking about, they were young, 7 to 10 years old, two boys from the South, great Southern accent. And they said, this is our first video. we're selling they were selling bait, fishing bait. And we're going to start a business. And it went crazy viral because everybody wanted to support these kids. And I think it got to the point where they had like a GoFundMe page set up for them. And I think it was just these two boys being genuine, saying, we want to be business people. We want to work hard. We want to start this business and tell people about this great product, this bait that we use for our fishing. And to me, that story resonates with me because I watched it happen. And I don't remember their names. I wish I could remember, but it's an awesome story because they became TikTok famous pretty fast. And there are lots of stories like that. There's another story where this boy is jumping on a trampoline, and he said, this is my first TikTok video. I'm going to do a backflip. And he does a backflip on his backyard trampoline, and his buddy records it, and it goes viral. It's like, okay, so you're telling me that a brand that's making a really cool product can't have a splash in their first video and say, look at us. This is what we're doing. This is our first video. We're going to make a huge impact. We're here to, be a part of this community. It's an amazing platform.
Yeah, it really is. You just made me think of so many other great channels too that have done something similar. And if you can tell that story and then pull them along for the journey, it's so powerful. I mean, another example that came to my mind is the Trade Me project, where this girl traded a single bobby pin all the way up to a house. I have been watching her story for the past 2 years. She got the house.
Incredible.
It was such an incredible story. And it just sucks you in right from the beginning. So that's such a powerful way to hit the ground running here on TikTok.
I think people gravitate towards authentic.
Yes.
And if you're being yourself, you're being real, you're actually in it for the right reasons. You're not just like, hey, look at me. Give me. It's not about you. Social media is social. Be social. Engage your community. Add value.
Such good advice. Cory, this was phenomenal. In such a short period of time, we hit so many key elements, gems, and valuable pieces of information that businesses, brands, and entrepreneurs can immediately implement and have success on this platform. How can people get a hold of you? Tell us more about your podcast and where people can follow you so that they can learn more about you and what you're doing for the sustainability industry.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. So I'm Cory Connors on LinkedIn. That's probably my main platform I'm spending the most time on as part of the Creator Accelerator program right now. It's got 3 more weeks left. Sustainable Packaging with Cory Connors is my podcast. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple, iTunes, and it's taken off. I'm blown away. We just did our 64th episode, and it's just been 10 months, and it's going crazy. So check that out. But I'm definitely LinkedIn. I would say it's the first, and then Corrugated, CORYGATED on TikTok. Send me a DM. I respond to them, especially if you interact with my content. Now that's a key. Comment on other people's stuff. They'll follow you back if you comment, if you add value to their page. And I think that's something that we all forget to do.
Such a wonderful ending note and final tip for all of the listeners. Cory, thank you so much for joining me today. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Austin. I appreciate it.